Thomas, we're a couple of days past the end of the season now. When you look back on 2018-19 as a whole, what's your overall opinion?
A bit of a crazy season. I think we've been speaking about that for a few times, but very good start to the season. Some very attacking, forward-going football. We did that very well. We had a wobble, a longer wobble in the middle of it after 12 games, and I think it was more or less 15-16 games in a row where we didn't get enough points. Decent performance, but didn't get enough points. And then I think after we the big change was the system 3-4-3 when we did that, and we worked with a lot of other stuff during that period and before that. From that moment, before the Bolton game in the end of December to the end of season, I think we performed very consistent and we got a lot of points, and I think the point average in that spell has been really promising.
In terms of that wobble, you must have looked at that numerous times during and then after. Have you now narrowed down exactly what went wrong?
I think there's a combination of many things. I think some of them were injured players in some key positions and some key players, 3, 4, 5 players in key positions. I think the balance of the squad in some of these situations was also that some of the key players was the more experienced players that were out of the team, and in a wobble when you're struggling to perform, you need some players with even more character, even more experience to survive or get through these spells that will come for every team in every division through a season to get through them better and get more points on a bad day. I think we also worked very hard on the defensive mindset to defend even better, because we found out, yes, we are very good at going forward. We need to do that better. That was just more obvious when we were more fragile. I don't think we can underestimate the fact that the tragically loss of Robert Rowan for all of us was affected. So there were so many things who just was affected in that spell. And then you can say even that I knew the club, taking over after Dean, it was still Kev who knew the club and still moving up, Brian coming in. So a lot of small changes that affected the whole.
Did you ever at any point question yourself in terms of you come in, you've taken over as head coach, the results hadn't been what they were both before and then straight after? Did you ever have any periods of personal doubt?
Not personal doubt that I could handle the job or get through it, but of course you get affected of not winning enough because I'm so ambitious. I'm blaming myself every time if we don't win. Is anything to do better? How can we prepare the team even better? So in that spell, I was pretty sure that the way we worked as a club, as a coaching staff, as a staff here at Jersey Road, that we knew what we wanted to change or tweak a bit, and we worked very hard on that. And I believe if you know what you want and you work on it and you go forward, eventually it will turn around, because we knew that we have good players and we have a good team. And in the bad moments you just need to stick to what you believe in and then tweak it a bit.
You spoke about the system change to the 3-4-3. That's quite different from anything Brentford have done over the past, going back probably 5 or 6 years. Is that here to stay?
I think it could be, yeah. I like to have 2 systems to flip around or to change around between. And I love the 4-3-3, but I also like the 3-4-3. They have different advantages. But the success I think we had with the 3-4-3 could help us going even more forward. But let's see. I know in pre-season I will train both systems.
Have you got any particular personal highlights of the past season?
Yeah, there was a few. I would say some of the amazing football we played at Griffin Park, that we showed that it's a fortress again. I'm proud to have achieved that with the staff and the fans, that the home record, I think, is one of the best in many, many years. So that's one thing. And some of the highlights at home was definitely for me, I've spoken about before, the Stoke game, because I think it was a complete game, offensive, defensively. It created massive chances, dominated, controlled the whole game, gave 2 shots away, one in the top corner, the second one was blocked. That's what it's all about. If we can play perfect games like that, that's what we're aiming for every single week. It's not possible, but that's what we're aiming for. Of course, the Blackburn win for 5-2 and the Hull win 5-1 was some other big moments. And then I need to mention the Middlesbrough away, a big away win. We need to get more of those big away wins next season.
Obviously there'll be low lights both on and off the pitch, and you've already mentioned about Robert, which presumably was the big low light for everybody. On the pitch, you've spoken about Sheffield United before that home defeat. Was that the big low light, or were there some others other key moments?
No, I would say on the pitch was definitely Sheffield United, because I think but in a way it was a low, but also where we were so low, okay, you can only go up. So no, we didn't win the following games, all of them, but that was I would say the major trigger or the turnaround after that. I remember we had a big meeting, 35 minutes in the analyst suite, talking about defensive mindset, recovery run, block shot, track back, all that we didn't do well enough, and that we need to make a bigger change to the daily environment. And from that day, we were aware and we worked on it. From that day, we stepped it up a level. Sorry, and I think we continued that for the rest of the season. With, of course, ups and downs. You can't just only stay up there. But after that, we worked on it, and that's another thing I'm satisfied with, that we went through this bad spell to a spell with 10 games unbeaten. That shows it's not a coincidence. That shows that we work very, very structured and hard on it every single day.
Brentford finished the season in 11th in the Championship. Do you think that was about right?
Yeah. Yeah, in a way actually. I think if you go through expected goals and all that, table of justice and all that, I think we could have achieved even more and finished higher. But in terms of what we went through throughout the season in all aspects, and also what we know we need to improve, I think it's fair. And I think the learning curve has been massive, and that's what we need to use for next year.
B team, you've given I think 5 or 6 debuts this season to B team players. What's your assessment of the crop coming through?
I would say in general, I think it's a top strategy from the club that we have this B team developing younger players that can step into the first team, and it's so promising. This year we, in the whole year, gave 7 B team players, or players coming from the B team's debut, and that's a massive joy. And I think it's a big part of who we are and who we want to be, and I have big expectations for all of them.
There's obviously going to be changes there in the close season. Lars Friis is leaving. There'll be a new B team head coach and a new individual development coach coming in. So 2 questions on that really. First of all, just your thoughts on Lars. You presumably have known him for a little while and worked with him. What will 2 new members of coaching staff do to the group and the club?
First, Lars, I think, and I want to thank him for a massive job he's done here. He's been here 1.5 years, but have big impact, having various roles from a individual developing coach to assisting around the first team to be head coach of the B team, and all 3 jobs just worked with one purpose, one aim is to improve the club, to help the club, and I think you have a major impact on that. So thank you very much from that. And I'm going to miss him. I've known him for a long time, but that's how it is, and we wish him all the best. I think there's always a balance between knowing people have a good relationship with all staff and we develop together, and then that you need sometimes new freshness, new faces that come with new ideas, different cultures, different way of seeing football. So I'm looking forward to that, and that will push us even more and let us go forward again.
For those who don't know, your first team coaching staff office has 5 of you in there. There's yourself, Brian, and Kevin, who I'm sure everyone knows, as well as Iñaki, the goalkeeper coach, and Nicholas, who does our set pieces. How are your relationships in that office?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question. That we have the 5 of us. Also need to remember the same like with the football team. The more we work or play together, the better the relations will be. Obviously I have been knowing Brian for a long time, but I haven't been coaching with him in 15 years. So that daily routine, Kevin's coming in, Iñaki coming this summer, Nicholas, him and I have been working for a little bit, almost 3 years now. So we're only 2 of us who worked for 3 years, consistently. And I stepped up to a new role. So all 5 of us, we will only get closer, understand each other even better, and all the small details we're working around will be more aligned. So I'm really looking forward to have a good pre-season together, all of us.